Gatot, and Hylos all banned.
Are they
Team
thinking about maybe
Falcons,
they'll pick up the
Philippines
Franco?
versus RRQ HOSHI from Indonesia, game number 1.
Yeah, getting rid of these tanky
Suportahan
boys,
natin ang
if
team
you
ng
go Franco,
Pilipinas.
especially if you go Winter Crown, that new build, Winter
Yeah.
Crown Franco with fleeting time,
Ah,
could
no.
be an angle. They go glue, so Badang becomes the roam,
Yeah.
and they
Okay.
will not go for the Ruby or the Franco, so that takes it out.
Yeah, that's a good matchup. Phovis does not do much against
Yeah.
the glue in lane. So essentially, RRQ HOSHI might have won this trade. Let's see how flaptzy will be playing it and what happens. But right now, there's no clear answer for this glue. Your main source of magic damage is susceptible to the glue. Team Falcons will need reach now.
I think I like the angle that RRQ HOSHI are going for here with giving toyy the last pick. They really want to get a good matchup to go up against Super Marco.
Yeah.
They need to get that gold lane, winning lane. I think they've already secured the glue matchup, and this is because they have a Sicilian. They have someone so vulnerable in the mid lane that they need the side lanes to get the dub early so that they can contest for neutral objectives. So Falcons, they pick the good old safe Irithel plus the Kufra.
Okay, so at least when it comes down to mid lane priority, with the help of Kufra, it won't be that difficult
Yeah.
for few to even clear those waves. So I guess now it's more about responding to that wave clear in the middle.
Yeah.
How fast they can unlock the Sicilian just so that they can make full use of glue being able to get out of the lane against the Phobias.
This might actually be a tough time for owgwen around the center of the map.
Yeah.
If he's going to try jockeying for position against the Sicilian and Badang roam.
Exactly.
Yeah, this might be one of those games where Team Falcons won't get a big win up until second or until third turtle. Oh, but it balanced it out somewhat because RRQ HOSHI went for a scalar. That's
Yeah.
them signaling that, yeah, our early's good.
Yeah. They got the Badang, Glue, Suyo. I guess they feel it's enough to already control the first few neutral objectives to stabilize the game and to wait for the Sicilian and Claude to scale up. But I do want to say that in this matchup, Claude versus Irithel, if it's a pure 1v1, obviously, the Claude does have an advantage.
Yeah.
Anyone with a blink does have an advantage against the Irithel. You can get close, get away from that first skill range, and then start just basic attacking him, especially with the stacks. Very, very mobile.
So with that all said and done, Team Falcons going up against RRQ HOSHI for the second series of the game. Both teams, it's not exactly at stake or anything, but of course, when it comes down to Group B, it is very even throughout when it comes down to points. Is this going to be the first time that Team Falcons get a 2-0 victory as according to Mirko's predictions? Well, we're gonna have to find out in the Land of Dawn.
Let's see if the Sicilian works, and let's see if Kescute's words stay true today. RRQ HOSHI notoriously letting go of the Juicin because they think it's counterable. They can beat it. Now against Falcons, against the Coat in the mid lane. pheww on the Juicin.
Well, RRQ HOSHI, if they said they are ready for this juice in, they have a very good answer to a lot of the things Team Falcons want to do in that glue. Undefeated in the SPS Challenge Finals, 5-0. And yeah, I am still very worried about this glue as a Team Falcons guy.
RRQ, sutsujin level 3 already. Now going for the lethal wand. kyletzy will follow through 2. Sanguine Claws should be Retribution committed, and it's won by kyletzy. Clinical Retry, idok. Control the bush. Oh, cancel. That's what you have to look out for with a Badang.
Again, I'm also really looking forward to seeing how owgwen will handle what could be a very bad time for him if he can mitigate that. So far in the lane, in terms of trading the EP, Super Marco does have a bit of a difficult time against that Claude. owgwen might get caught.
Sanguine Claws dodged away from. Good maneuver from owgwen. RRQ just going to get Sutsujin to level 4. kyletzy cuts it away. Rinz walks away. kyletzy doesn't want to dive.
Yeah. And good read by RRQ HOSHI. They could have actually stretched out and committed that kill onto owgwen, but it looks like they were able to read the rotation of kyletzy and acknowledge the fact that he might just show up through the mid lane. He was close by, so good thing they backed off. And I also like how kyletzy decided to get rinz down a little bit low so that pheww can somewhat equalize the lane flow.
For both teams, very silent here. Glue in the bottom lane, gonna be bullied. Oh, wow. Back two! Stun from Sutsujin. flaptzy now pushing a bit more damage over to Sutsujin. idok joining in the bottom lane now, trying to pin flaptzy, but it will not work. Level 4 for both pheww and Flap. Good setup. Sanguine Claws and a bad impact, but that's why the Brave Smite is the choice for Juicins. owgwen charging in the bush, looking for idok, knocks him up together with flaptzy. Now, oh, Infernal Pursuit to jump in onto idok. pheww gets away with the Crimson Beacon. idok pinning them down to the wall, but it's flaptzy on the phone. Fovius flicker out, rinz! First blood gets a bad impact in the back. Now flaptzy mounted, slam, sutsujin takes the kill, 2-0. RRQ, kyletzy invade now, sutsujin dashing away. It's another pin down from idok. Dyrennn trying to get the immobilized, kyletzy too clean, and he gets away.
Yeah, you see the sides, the little 1-2 step kyletzy kept doing around the glue. He was trying to determine where the slam was going to go, just so he wouldn't proc it, and then also be able to have a good target to be maximizing his dash. Owgwen goes in!
Tyrant's Revenge and the Rage, sutsujin now caught in the back. Oh, Red Tree still on point. Sutsujin now should fall. Gets a Soul Sever. Kyle doesn't get the last hit. Sutsujin escaping. Kyle finally dashing forward, finding the kill as Dyrennn is caught against 3 members. Knocked up, thrown back, but this time, no escape for Dyrennn. Falcons equalize on the board.
Throughout that time, kyletzy didn't use that electrifying beats. He trusted that they will be able to secure kills. They did it on sutsujin, that they were able to do it on Dyrennn. Good bounce back by Team Falcons, because initially RRQ HOSHI handled the previous trade. idok is gonna get taken out.
So they played basketball with idok there. Bounce after bounce.
And now RRQ HOSHI will have to reset and wait, with Team Falcons able to chain together 2 victories after an initial RRQ HOSHI win. Things are still quiet up in the gold lane. No one wants to pull any attention there. They both want the gold laners to farm up relatively well. But now we're seeing what could have been a very problematic glue for Team Falcons. flaptzy is actually handling things well and is becoming a nuisance for RRQ HOSHI.
Yeah, this Fovius pick. We already kind of, mentioned it earlier when we saw the stats. Most banned by opponents. This is why flaptzy, when he gets a damage dealer, when he gets anything with a reset, I honestly feel like it's a reset here. He's a reset player.
Yeah.
Like on the Fovius, on the Arlet, he's just a beast. Now Dyrennn, forced to use the split. You can see the Infernal Pursuit there. Does he decide to pop it? No, he does not. pheww unable to get the Lantern Flare in time. Sutsujin already used skill 1, has to dash away, and is a level down on kyletzy.
Okay, so typical Team Falcons offense, where you see Flap and pheww just grouping up together to see what trade they can get, usually up against the opposing EXP laner or roamer, while kyletzy will be going into the jungle to see if he can get resources or maybe even bring the opposing jungler down. So again, Team Falcons are still playing how we're used to seeing them play.
No, mid lane gank, rinz able to flick around. Dyrennn split, not available just yet. And it will be good hope for the kingdom. They have hit Flap and Kyle for them to back away. Now Turtle started by RRQ HOSHI. Lancer Flare over to Dyrennn. Now in the back, it's in front of Pursuit. Over to Sutsujin, chasing him forward. Sutsujin, Soul Sever, and the bad impact actually does whiff. Sutsujin still able to find a kill. Dyrennn already mounting owgwen. Good flicker out from the slam. And it will now just be both teams backing away. Not really wanting to commit.
Risky.
They're just poking the Turtle down.
Right, risky here for kyletzy. He's not the healthiest. Already had to dash out.
Kyle back and forth, Sanguine Boss with a retribution. Kyle, Tyrant's Revenge onto 2. Now the Blazing Duet on from toyy, but it's a double for kyletzy, and Team Falcons get the dub.
That was such a clutch Tyrant's Revenge coming in from owgwen. That just led to that 2-kill for Team Falcons and even getting the turtle. So now RRQ HOSHI have to start becoming more careful here, because even though they are winning some trades and countering some engages, in the long run, Team Falcons' investments are coming up big.
2,700 gold lead for Team Falcons, despite losing first turtle, and despite the scoreboard being relatively even. This goes to show you the individual leads here, from the pathing of kyletzy on the Joy to Super Marco getting that 700 gold lead against toyy in this losing matchup should be.
Yeah, rushing the Radiant Armors were the 2 frontliners for Team Falcons, owgwen and flaptzy. So the damage of rinz isn't quite scary just yet, but it doesn't counter the burst of the bad impact. kyletzy will be able to get out of getting knocked back by idok.
Yeah, idok already finishing up the Thunder belt, but I guess this is why we've been very vocal about not really liking the Badang in Rome, or at least not as much as XP. It's because without as many resources as you get as an XP laner, it's kind of hard to get to the power spike of tankiness and cooldown.
Yeah, and at the same time, I feel like Badang Rome really is best paired with a burstier type of mage, while the Sicilian wants to scale, wants some time. It's worked out for them in some previous trades, but now as we reach a mid-game power spike for Team Falcons, we're starting to see that if it isn't close and without the items, and if their opposing team has the items, you're not really seeing that much between the combo of Badang and Sicilian.
And now it's a scaling game, I guess, for RRQ. They're just waiting for the Sicilian and the Claude. I think all the way from the drafts, we already expected RRQ to, play for Sicilian and Claude to scale up to the late game, but I don't think they expected to be behind this much at the 7-minute mark. And with their Tyrant's Bench and the Rage, finding him long range into the outer wall. Good Sanguine Claws to try to cancel it down. Dyrennn split, chase down, gets away with 1 HP. The signature Dyrennn escape.
Yeah, it's 100% a fact now that Dyrennn is just clutch at being able to escape, being brought so low. So RRQ HOSHI will give up that turtle, but Sutsujin is taking the purple buff of kyletzy.
Let's see, do they read it in time? Sutsujin recalling in the bush.
They know-
owgwen charging Sutsujin gets away just in time, and RRQ will look for the trade. Yeah, at this point, mirroring and looking for plays around the cross map is the best thing, the only thing they can do.
Yeah, you gotta appreciate also how RRQ HOSHI has been rotating this. Even though Team Falcons does have the lead, they're still getting resources somewhere for either Sutsujin or Toyy. Toyy's level 10, only 1 behind Super Marco. Super Marco is leading the farm, but by only around 1,000.
No revenge rage. Idok forced to flicker out. Dyrennn caught in the bad spot. Slam, pass away. Gets knocked out with the lantern flare. This time, okay. Infernal Pursuit. Dunked on by Flap. No more 1 HP escapes.
Well, I kind of feel like Dyrennn, maybe just in the back of his head, there's a little bit of a thought brewing. I can do it again at the same time.
Oh, wait. Okay. A lot of poke on pheww, forcing the Crimson Beacon. And again, for RRQ, I think it's just about saving the mid lane turret. It's stopping the mid lane turret from being taken so that Falcons don't have that much tempo on the map.
Yeah, and it's always been the philosophy of Team Falcons that once that mid lane tower is down, all hell breaks loose for the opponents because Team Falcons will just make the most out of it. owgwen goes in.
Bouncing ball to stop Idok's dash. Good disengage from rinz. Gets the Sanguine Claws to stop whatever Falcons were planning there. And again for RRQ, grouping up back to mid, sending Toyy to the side lanes to get gold and to get XP. And despite being behind earlier by 700 gold, I think he still managed to actually, equalize on the board here when it comes to gold. Let's take a look. No, it's still quite a big gold gap. Now it's even bigger, 1,200 from Marco.
Yeah, and what hurts more is that kyletzy already has the Holy Crystal, so that's a big power spike already secured for that Joy. It's a 3-item Marco with the Claws, the Fury, and the Wind Talker, while we're still waiting on the 3rd item to go the Staff for Toyy.
Turtle down already, all 3. Now it's the Lord that spawns in the game.
owgwen.
Good zoning. owgwen walks out. Revenge in the Rage over onto Idok. Now they're jumping onto rinz. kyletzy, good retribution. Blazing Duet from Toyy. It goes to the flag. Something is dealing damage, but Toyy is still there. It's not enough to take owgwen just yet. He's forced for Dyrennn to jump in and now putting himself in a bad spot. He's going to get knocked up again. pheww's waiting for the mana. He needs Kyle! Electrifying beats inside of the turret up top. That's a double 4 for 0 and the Lord to Team Falcons.
After a devastating amount of damage that Toyy dealt to the wall with the Blazing Duet, they did not have the damage and they couldn't bring anyone low enough to threaten, while kyletzy comes in just in the nick of time with the electrifying beats.
Oh, that was unfortunate. Toyy, the Blazing Duet, it was not on anyone.
Is this just me? It sort of felt like he tried to BMI into the pit, but somehow just ended up on the other side of the wall? Or did he misread that situation?
I mean, I would love to see the replay on that. I would love to see where it went wrong. Because, again, for Falcons, a lot of them were at half HP. And again, for owgwen, he would have died for sure. If it was for the Blazing Duet connecting, he lived with just a little bit of HP there to survive. RRQ, though, will be able to still keep the Holy Defense intact down below. They'll deal with the Lord. Still, Sicilian and Claude, pretty good wave. There you go! Getting the pin down on the 2 Super Marco. Caught, still able to walk away. owgwen, though, gets caught in the Blazing Duet, and rinz picks up the kill! That's 2 for the Sicilian. Out of nowhere, Kyle will not decide to dive in this time, and that was a good punch back from RRQ.
Damn, idok, what a play. We did not foresee you coming out of nowhere. Conceal committing the flicker to set that up to catch owgwen and Super Marco off guard. Even Team Falcons were surprised. That gives RRQ HOSHI a little bit more of room to work with. But now I see what you're talking about when it comes to idok, man. He's really damn good.
You could say his fist was cracked.
It definitely was.
After the 3 deaths, after the early game, but I guess this is what we kind of expect for the Badang too, at least in the roam position. Wait, idok? Okay. Yeah, because you take a bit longer to get to your item power spikes. I don't know, is this the item power spike already? Kyle is poking with the electrifying beats. He has the Oracle, Thunderbelt, and the Conceal with Tough Boots.
Yeah, I think that's more than enough because you just want the big CDR coming in from the Oracle. Plus, fortunately, we can't see how much stacks he has on the Thunderbelt, but he could be in a healthy amount because he's not dying fast. It's taking quite some time to even take idok down.
He got the Thunderbelt relatively early, I would say. So, been stacking on owgwen perhaps a lot of times. Yeah, again, this is a pick where when you get Thunderbelt, the stacks can go crazy. You get a stack for every single first kill you throw that lands. So, yeah, quite easy. Oh, speaking of stacks, rinz is starting to deal quite a bit of damage. That's both the front lines of Falcons taking a Sanguine Claw, bad impact, down to half, forced to regen.
3 items of the Sicilian already has
a crown toy.
Okay, idok, a little bit deep. Owgwen goes in!
Targe bench and the rage! Now Super Marco coming in, blazing too well with the crown! Dealing damage, not enough to take anyone down. kyletzy is godlike. idok almost brought back by that Crimson Beacon. Somehow owgwen and Flap are the ones that live with a sliver of HP.
They survive long enough. Sutsujin, if he tries to steal this, it might be a little bit too much. But with frontliners unhealthy, Team Falcons are still taking the slow approach, respecting the Badang and the Suyo and what they can do.
Okay. Kyle, electrifying beats already. I don't think they'll go for the steal. It'll be free for Team Falcons. And 12-5 still. Massive gold lead here for Team Falcons as they now look to siege again. But what is going to be the angle to attack the Sicilian and Claude in the base?
Yeah, they have to try and see if they can slow front to back it. It'll be way too risky at this point. Although kyletzy will have the damage if he can get to rinz to burst him down. But that's such going to be a big trade reliant on if you get to take the glue and the Suyo and the Badang all down. The Sicilian at this point already has 3 items. The Wand, the Lantern, and the Divine Glaive as well. No wonder why rinz hurts. And I'm pretty sure he has hella stacks. Could be at around 220 or 220 despite them losing out in the early to mid.
Item-wise, he's doing good too. Great farming so far. Actually, ahead of the Juicin currently on the Sicilian. Suyo sent up top. This is an enhanced Lord now coming to march down to the bottom lane. Should be able to get a charge as owgwen charges the Tires of Revenge as well. 2 sides being attacked. Sutsujin up top and down below. owgwen decides to go for that, gets punished for it. Immortality down. Dyrennn looking for slam. Oh, doesn't get the Tires range. Oh, Super Marco almost got rid of toyy PMI. Fade away from Super Marco.
And RRQ HOSHI are just going to be waiting in. That's an entry coming in by flaptzy. Sutsujin trying to go after Super Marco, but Sutsujin will fall to the hands of the GOAT.
pheww down below. That's still a wave that they are trying to utilize. Marco up top, trying to siege it down. kyletzy looking for the stacks again. Purify out of the Sanguine Claws. Barely able to escape. RRQ keep their base turret in the mid lane intact. But man, was that close.
I did not expect owgwen to commit that Tyrant's Revenge. A little bit too greedy. Immobilized right away, but kyletzy finds idok, and idok's low!
Oh my god, the knockup gonna do it! Oh, the Sky Piercer stack for pheww. Now the dive in, dyrennn able to punish Marco. Still, split, gets away.
Every time, dyrennn, every time. And toyy is just trying to defend and succeed. He will. Team Falcons, though, is in an insane lead against RRQ HOSHI.
Lord advantage. 2,036 gold diff. It's a negative 177 for the XP diff, but they got 2 turrets. That practically 3. That turret in the mid lane is a basic attack, or 2 basic attacks away from being taken down. And again, for base turrets, the side ones are the most important ones to create that slow push in the far lane. And for Falcons, they're going to be happily taking the the Lord right now. I mean,
Yeah.
16 seconds on the Lord. It's a slow push down below. toyy cannot handle it alone. I don't think they can do it fast enough.
Yeah, they shouldn't get out of the base here. They can try to get vision, but at this point, committing a full fight is going to be so risky, especially if they do it at the time where Super Marco is just hovering around the mid. And this is another classic Team Falcons play, despite them being in the league. owgwen and Super Marco pairing up together on the bottom side, opposite of where the Lord is. They're trying to see what they can get there. They're looking at the purple buff timers at the same time. So this is just old school Team Falcons that we're seeing. And now the threat of Super Marco split pushing means that RRQ HOSHI need to see that they actually cannot get any information where the Irithel is. High chance that that means Irithel is not close to the Lord.
I think they use the conceal over to rinz. Heavy crossbow as well. Flicker out from rinz in the mid lane, almost getting caught. But there's a fight here too. idok gonna be caught in the electrifying beast. Flicker to the wall in front of pursuit from Flap up front, down back again to dyrennn. 2 for 0, a forced error from both sides of the map by Team Falcons.
Yeah, and that was such a good read because they know that the Sicilian in every team fight is their biggest problem. All the damage that rinz would dish out. So doing what owgwen and Super Marco did, the conceal to find rinz, at the same time Team Falcon said, oh, the Sicilian's out here, cool, we'll just go ahead and fight this despite it just 3 versus 4. They could handle it.
And now with a Lord that they have with 3 waves, that mid lane turret will be taken down. kyletzy and the stacks to zone them away. RRQ, do they have what it takes to defend against this siege now?
Well, as long as rinz puts himself in a very healthy position, they should have it. But the entry of toyy with the Blazing Duet will come in big too. kyletzy's electrifying beast every time has always been late entry. It's the reason why he's 8-0 and 7. He is deathless. RRQ HOSHI cannot overcommit at the start of the siege because if they do, they'll just be susceptible to kyletzy coming in late, wiping them out and Team Falcons winning it.
I think that's an evolved Lord too, to make things tougher for RRQ. Sutsujin trying to deal with the wave in the bottom lane. Again, it's a conceal from owgwen. He walks up, forces Sutsujin to use the retribution. idok cancel out the conceal and the charge. dyrennn melted down, force a flicker back. Oh, what happens in the back line? kyletzy melting everybody. Kyle on the base. Kyle on RRQ. Game 1 to Team Falcons.
A phenomenal game coming in from Team Falcons. I gotta have to say, RRQ HOSHI played their hearts out, and no matter what they did, Team Falcons just seemed to be just 2 steps ahead.